Hello and welcome to Basics of Soccer or Football, however you want to call it. My name is Vladislav and today we continue with the Champions League explanation. So, the Champions League is the top competition in Europe. Very important to say. Only top teams qualify for it, and winning it is a miracle for every footballer and every fan ever, because it's the best league, best competition in Europe, everything. It initially started in 1995 with just eliminating, like direct elimination, and from 1992 it became a Champions League. Before that it was the UEFA, the European Cup. And the Champions League now has, the format is the following: you have 8 groups in each. There are 4 teams. They each play each other twice from August to December. That's 6 games. Yeah, 6 games. And the winner, the two best teams from the 4 teams get into the elimination rounds. That is called the group stage. Then you have the round of 16, which matches up the first, so the team that finished first in all groups with the teams that finished second, not from the same group, but yeah, I think you understand it. They just match up the. So if your team finished first in the group stage, they match up against a weaker opponent that finished second. That does not always mean that the first guy is gonna win. I should imply that. Then the winner of these goes into the round of 8, the 8 best clubs. Then the matchup there doesn't matter. Whoever gets whoever. Then you have the semifinals, which is the top 4 clubs. Then you have the final, of course, the grand final, which is the winners of every past matchup, and whoever wins in a 1-game match gets the trophy, the big trophy, which is often called the year trophy because of its high handles, of its strangely looking handles. The format of the matches is the following. You have in the elimination rounds, the group stages matches can end in a draw, but in the elimination rounds, they have this rule where you play 2 matches, once at your home stadium and once at your at the away stadium. I don't exactly recall how it is. It doesn't matter actually if you play firstly on your home and secondly on your away. Whatever. So, so the first match is pretty much can't decide anything. That example is from last season, where there's so much comebacks from teams. I don't want to mention about Barcelona and Liverpool. Doesn't matter. Let's continue on. The first match doesn't decide anything. The second match is where the importance is, because if you score 3 goals in the first match, but the opposition scores 3 goals in the second match, you go into extra time. I should say a very important rule in the Champions League. There is difference between an away goal and a home goal. So if you score a goal on your home turf, that counts as normal. Yeah, just a goal. But if you score a goal on a away turf, on a away stadium, when you're visiting the opponents, this goal is counts more than the goal you scored at home. I don't know why this is. I think my personal opinion is that it should be removed. It often teams get knocked out because of it, and it's a bit of a dumb rule, I should say so, because it kills the enjoyment a bit. But let's forget that. So, to simply put it, if a goal on your stadium counts as 1, a goal on the away stadium counts as 1.1, for example. It's not that like that, but it counts for 1.1 goals. It's more heavy. And yeah. So if the opponent scores 1 goal, if the opponent scores 2 goals on your stadium, next time around when you play them, you need to score 2 goals too to get into extra time. That's where a draw occurs. It's not really that common, but it does happen. If you score 3 goals when your opponent scored 2 on your stadium, and you scored 3 on their stadium, you are pretty much good to go, because even if they score and you get 3-3, you continue. Don't get extra time. You don't get nothing. You just continue. There are no extra time, because your goal is heavier. You have 3 away goals. They have 2 away goals and 1 home goal. That's how I simply put it. Or if you finish the first match 3-1 and you win, this is if you play on your home stadium and the match finishes 3-1 for your team, and then play the other team and they get win by like 2-0, for example, they continue because they have 1 goal on away turf, on the away stadium. A bit hard to understand rule, a bit of a necessary rule, but it makes things more interesting for some. For me personally, it doesn't matter. This rule is in every stage of the competition up until the semifinals too, except for the final, where the game is decided by a 1-game match. The grand final is chosen several years before it, in like Azerbaijan, in like Wembley, in the big stadiums around Europe. It is 1 game. It doesn't matter away or home goes. It's a neutral stadium most often. There has been cases where, for example, the 2012-2013 season, Bayern Munich played Chelsea on Allianz Arena, which is Bayern Munich's home stadium. But still, it's split, and Chelsea won, by the way, which is a huge upset, I should say so. Bayern Munich got it the other year, though, the next year. So as I said, the Spanish clubs are dominant in both Europa and Champions League. They have in the Champions League they have 18 wins, 5 by Barcelona and 13 by Real Madrid. Then we have England with 13 wins overall. I think 5 are from 5 from Liverpool, 5 from Manchester United. We have 1 from Chelsea, and no, 6 from Liverpool. Sorry about that. Who else? Maybe Blackburn. No, Nottingham Forest. They have 2 winners. They have 2. And Manchester United has 3. My calculations are a bit off. I don't remember the other winner. Nottingham Forest has 2. Liverpool has 6. 6? No, wait, that's 6. Then you have 3 by Manchester United. And then we need 3 more? Whatever. Forget it. Then you have Italy with 12 wins, which is it's separated there. Milan has won it 7 times, by the way. I must say so. Inter has won it once. Juventus has won it 3 times, I think, and so on. in England, there have been 5 different teams that have won the Champions League, which is a lot, I should say so. The anthem of the Champions League is a very, very great composition. I should highly recommend to hear it. It's great. It just sends chills down your spine every time you hear it. Every time you've waited several weeks to hear it. The the distribution of teams is a bit hard, and I'll not get into it because it's not that necessary, and you won't really understand it. I don't understand it completely, but it's a bit hard. They know how to do it, but yeah, I don't think you care. The media coverage is probably the most important thing in the Champions League because it shows, it can produce great stars. It shows the teams, even if you're from a small team. There are a lot of different winners in the Champions League and runner-ups, of course. Maybe I will remember now which is the Celtic, but I'm not sure if Celtic counts. Aston Villa. Aston Villa is the last England team that have won it. Like I was trying to remember. And yeah, the all-time top scorers are of course the biggest stars on the planet, Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. They're just the best. You know what I prefer, but I'll not get into that later. I'll not get into that. The top appearance makers are of course Real Madrid and Barcelona players. They play every season. It's guaranteed. It's not guaranteed, but they're so good in the Spanish league. It's hard not to be included in the Champions League. And yeah, the trophy is probably the biggest trophy one could ever won, except for the World Cup, which I think I already covered in the first episode. So yeah, next time around I'm gonna talk about either Europa League or football equipment. So stay tuned and see you later, guys. Goodbye.